Whether done consciously or subconsciously, body language communicates a great deal. In this video, we review the basics of body language in terms of how it can impact on interviews. First, there's eye contact. Maintain good eye contact with people that you're meeting. However, don't go over the top and end up glaring at them. Avoid looking down or to the side of people that you're talking to. That, at best, suggests lack of confidence. Look at them in the eye in a friendly manner. It is okay to look away for a few seconds, especially when you may need to think about a response to a tough question. If you feel uncomfortable holding eye contact with people, look at their forehead, just above their nose. For online meetings, you need to stop looking at other people's eyes and instead look directly into the lens of the camera that you're using. This is really important. It takes practice, but for any online meeting, look at the camera lens and not the screen. Secondly, there's posture. Maintain good posture throughout the interview. Slouching or leaning down in your chair reflects laziness, lack of interest, and sometimes lack of confidence. Being too rigid or tense will convey inflexibility or nervousness. Be comfortable. If you're being interviewed by a panel, turn directly to whoever happens to be asking you a question and reply primarily to them with occasional glances to everyone to keep them feeling involved. Ask and barriers between you and the people you're talking to, such as maybe a jug of water, be moved elsewhere. Be careful not to create defensive barriers between yourself and the interviewer or interviewers. Don't lean on the interviewer's desk or table or otherwise invade their personal space. If you have to do a presentation in an interview, best advice usually is to stand up while you present. Certainly make sure that you're facing people that you're addressing and not talking over your shoulder. Thirdly, there are gestures. Gestures such as hands, eyebrows, etc. can enhance any message, but don't overdo it. Raising your eyebrows at something interesting, exciting, and using your hands to express a point or maybe relay a story, all add to your presentation. However, don't overdo gestures. An important element to gestures, of course, is how you respond to people talking to you and maybe asking you questions. Good listeners use a range of gestures to demonstrate that they're interested in and have empathy with what the other person is saying. So leaning in towards the other person, nodding, quick affirming words such as okay and yes, eye contact, smiling, maybe frowning, they all tend to be appreciated by somebody on the other side of the table. Fourthly, there is mirroring. Most people are most comfortable with people who function in a similar way, at a similar pace, and a similar volume to themselves. Mirroring refers to fitting in with how the person you're meeting with functions and communicates, and adopting a similar pace, volume, and sometimes even choice of language. Notice the interviewer's tone of voice and be guided by pitch, speed, and their volume. If they speak low and softly, don't communicate in a loud and rapid way. This will only overwhelm them. However, if anyone that you're meeting uses profane language or stories, never do anything similar. Finally, in conclusion, the more natural you appear in an interview, the better. Other recommendations are to maintain good posture and eye contact. Interviewers pick up on these matters. That said, don't stress yourself at interview about body language matters. Consider them beforehand and practice if necessary. But at the interview, concentrate on more critical matters, such as what you're being asked about. That's the end of this video. However, there are links to several more similar videos available on the website interviewexpert.ie. And please remember, how you do an interview depends on how you prepare for that interview.